My name is Ali Mackwood and I'm an NZEI member from West Auckland. I'm hoping through this short clip that I can cut through some of the smoke and mirrors that the government, the Minister of Education and his associate ministers are spouting with the familiar script that they're repeating at the moment. I'm sure that by now you've heard Chris Hipkins, Tracey Martin, Grant Robinson and Jacinta Ardern talking about how most teachers' salaries will increase by $10,000 within 24 months of signing this agreement. This caused great confusion with NZEI members who challenged how this had been calculated, and on the 21st of May, Tracey Martin recorded a whiteboard session to answer these questions and posted it on her Facebook page. This video is in response to that post, which I will link in the comments section. This slide has been taken from her whiteboard session. It is important to note a few things about this presentation of figures. Firstly, Tracey Martin and Chris Hipkins have oversimplified the salary qualification groups. The actual proposed salary scale comprises of 10 steps, not 5. Secondly, this graph only shows the maximum rates for these qualification groups. It does not acknowledge that it will take teachers who enter the profession 8 successful years of teaching to reach these maximum rates. There is no mention of the minimum or stepped rates that apply to each of these qualification groups. Thirdly, it is important to note that the percentage increases that the Minister Martin has presented as the percentage of income increases. Percentages are relative. 10% of $100,000 is double 10% of $50,000. So while the percentage income increases look attractive, it looks quite differently when it's calculated as an actual percentage increase. Fourthly, it is misleading to continue stating that these pay rises will happen within 24 months. Under our collective agreements, teachers and principals last had a pay rise on the 2nd of May 2017. And as the government are not prepared to shorten the term of this agreement or provide back pay to the point that our previous agreement had lapsed, these amounts will not be paid in full until at best the 27th of February 2021. This means that each of these percentage rises actually represents, at minimum, a 3-year period, possibly longer, certainly not the 24 months as claimed by the ministers and government. Unlike Minister Martin's graph, this graph shows all of the information that is available to NZEI members through the most recent offer. You will notice the 10 salary steps listed down the left-hand side, and you will also see that this graph examines the minimum offers for each of these steps under both our current rates and the new offer. Most teachers will move up 1 step on completion of a successful year's teaching, with the attestation of a successful appraisal and the provision of a portfolio of professional evidence that demonstrates how they meet each of the 6 standards for the teaching profession, until they reach the maximum step available for their qualification group. In Minister Martin's session, she argued that most teachers are on Q3 and Q3+. However, she has also implied that most teachers would receive either $11,101 or $9,532 increases over the 24-month period respectively, based on her maximum rates. In order to come to this calculation, the Minister and his colleagues have taken a teacher who would be on the new Step 8, who would then be moved to new Step 9. This rise only applies to those teachers who are in their 8th year of successful teaching after leaving university with a 3-year bachelor's degree. Under the new proposed salary offer, you will see that teachers on Q3 could fall anywhere from Step 1 through to Step 9, resulting in an actual increase of between $4,449 and $7,043 for each step 24 months after signing. In the Minister's calculations, she has also implied that all teachers on Q3+ would receive $9,532 pay rise over a 24-month period. However, as you can see, teachers on Q3 Plus would start on Step 2 and could fall anywhere between here and Step 10, resulting in an actual increase of between $4,776 and $9,532 within that same period. These are the rates of our most highly qualified teachers who either hold a postgraduate, master's or doctorate qualification. Those at the top of the scale are solely reliant on negotiated wage increases or taking on additional work and management units to progress their salaries. Beginning teachers who have just completed a 3-year degree at university will be awarded $4,449 increase in their base salary. However, you will also see that our most experienced teachers who trained over 20 years ago when a bachelor's degree was not available or required would be awarded up to $15,737 increase. This will be transformative for these teachers who until now have been capped between $36,692 and $43,745 and should have been addressed a long time ago. In this table, I have also calculated the actual percentage increase for each of these salary steps and put this alongside the income percentage. You will see that this looks significantly different. So as Minister Martin has said, numbers are numbers and it can be confusing. But numbers are only confusing when misleading data sets are being presented. What this graph does not show is that the Ministry are refusing to include pay parity with our secondary school teaching colleagues due to the different term lengths across the various collective agreements in the sector. Primary teacher pay rates now sit, under this model, up to 3.9% behind other state school teachers. As an aside, it is interesting to note that a beginning teacher in Australia earns $70,081 and an experienced senior teacher earns $101,000. When we look at the latest income statistics, the weekly earnings of our beginning teachers has increased just 60% since 1998. The weekly earnings of our most qualified teachers has increased just 61% since 1998. Did you know that over that same period, the average wage has increased by 97%? Did you know that the median weekly wage over that same period has increased by 85%? And did you know that the New Zealand minimum wage has increased by 125%? According to the Ministry's own statistics, in 1998, our beginning teachers earned 15% above the New Zealand median wage. By 2017, they had dropped to 1% below that median wage. It is also probably a timely reminder to have a look at how parliamentary members' salaries have progressed during this time. This graph shows the maximum teacher pay rate plotted against a backbench MP, not a cabinet member or minister. And yet our Minister of Education and his associate ministers sit in their throne talking about the greedy teachers. Is it really fair to look at teachers in this way? It's time. Kua tai te wā.